This is my mate Liam. We've been best friends for many, many, many years. This is us on our first lads' holiday to Malia. The less said, the better. This is us on another lads' holiday to Prague. Again, the less said, the better. But yeah, we've been friends for many, many years. He grew up around Walthamstow, I grew up around Stratford. We've been East London lads all our lives. His old man drives buses. My old man worked for the London Underground. So both our dads, worked for Transport for London. So this week's episode was interviewing them both and hearing their stories and experiences. Okay, good afternoon, Peter.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for welcoming me into your lovely home. We know each other because I've been best mates with your son for over 20 years or so. And yeah, you've been working around East London, working around East London, so it would be good to understand that and get a perspective of your history and thoughts on the area. So perhaps we can start at the beginning, and I understand you came to the country when you were a teenager?
Yeah, I came to England from Barbados when I was around 14 years old.
How was that? Was that scary? Was it with family or?
Well, I came from Barbados to join my mum, but when I reached here, it really was a shock because I was coming from somewhere really hot, and when I reached here, it was really cold. And on the mornings, oh God, man. Really cold. Really cold.
And so, and was there a particular part of England that you kind of landed in, or were you moving around a bit?
No, when I first came to join my mum, we lived in Stoke Newington.
Okay. And so you've always been around East London then, I suppose?
Stoke Newington is in
northeast, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's just bordering on East London,
yeah.
Hackney.
Yeah. And then, if you don't mind me, then from like where to where, was it a lot of movement, or you were kind of stable in Hackney for a while and then you move in?
Let me see. Yeah, I was in Hackney. Stoke Newington, Hackney. We went to college there, Hackney, Stoke Newington College. And I think we lived there for about 5 years. And then we moved to a place called Lower Clapton. I don't know if you know it. Yeah. Then mum moved there to Lower Clapton. And then from there, I met Antoinette. And from there, we moved to Walthamstow. Yeah. And we was Walthamstow for the best part of, let me see. We Walthamstow in about 88, so I would say best part of Walthamstow maybe around 10 years. Yeah, a decade
long. And I suppose there was nothing attracting you to another part of London. It was always the East London area for you, was it? Particularly because maybe that's where your family and friends were as well.
Well, to be quite honest, the reason why we moved to Walthamstow, first of all, because I wanted my own place. My wife, my girlfriend then at the time, Antoinette, we wanted our own place here. So the houses in Walthamstow was a reasonable price. Yeah. So we went there. And besides at the time, Walthamstow was really, it still is a nice area, to more or less settle in,
Yeah.
So.
Cool. And then moving on to your work, if you don't mind, because you and my dad have similarities in terms of working for Transport for London, and you were working on the buses. I understand that.
No, at the time when I moved to Walthamstow, I was working in Surrey. No, let me tell you the story. Yeah, I was working in Newington Green.
Okay.
Yeah, but for some reason, the guy decided to sell the business. The person that bought the business, then he moved the business to Welland Garden City.
And what kind of business was it, do you mind?
Well, it was silk screening, printing and engraving.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, then he decided to move the business to Welham Garden Cities because he said, well, the rates there was a lot of damn thing. So can you imagine then having to travel from Walthamstow to Welham Garden City?
That's far.
Yeah, it's pretty far. Yeah, but not only that, then when we moved there, we only stayed about for a matter of months. Then he got it in his head to move the business to Surrey. Yeah, which is, which
Really
is,
chasing cheaper business rates there.
Yeah, which was even further. But at that time, I had kids and I had to say, well, is it worth it? But I was offered a lot more money. And I was offered he bought me a car as well. A company car, so to speak. Yeah, so all in all. But and then I was only doing 4 days a week. When I said doing 4 days a week, I was doing 10 hours a day, so that I could work from Monday to Thursday, so that I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So which wasn't too bad.
Cool. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, because at that time I had Liam and Alicia, so in the end it worked out fine.
Yeah, and then and so when was the transition into TfL?
Transition into TfL was the business. No, I think what happened. The guy that owned the business, he wasn't paying the, what should I say, the taxes or whatever. So the business closed down. But when the business closed down, they still had about over $250,000 work still on the books. But there was I was made redundant. So can you imagine having a mortgage to pay, 2 kids, mouth to feed, got to clothe them and what's now, life around that time was a bit sticky. But then a friend of mine said to me, well, Peter, why don't you come and drive the buses? I mean, at that time I couldn't really imagine driving buses. Me driving buses? But as you know, when you got mortgage to pay and the money isn't coming in, well, yeah. So I went on the buses.
And the first place you were kind of stationed in was Bow, is that right?
Yeah, Bow, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I started at Bow. That was in 1998. Yeah, I passed my test and everything.
You must have seen a lot of change since then.
Yeah, I must have made, yeah. Funny, when I started on the crew buses. I don't know crew buses well. Yeah.
Need to study my history on that.
Yeah, crew buses.
Well, wait, are those the green and cream ones?
No, the crew. I drive, and you always have.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and those buses in those days, every pothole in the road, so to speak, you over a pothole.
You feel it.
Yeah, man. And the steering, well, I think the steering was semi, It was
Power
semi-steering,
yeah.
Semi thing. If you had in a load and you going around the corner, yeah, you really feel it, yeah.
Working those muscles.
Yeah, but as you said, over the years, I've seen the buses really improve. No, yeah.
And so, yeah, it's an interesting transition from crew to kind of one person.
One-man buses.
One-man buses.
Yeah.
Was that a hard transition for people? Because that's like half the workforce technically going, right? That's people's jobs going. Do you remember what that transition was like at the time?
Well, I only stayed on the crew buses for a year.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they trained me up to do the one-man bus, which was a thing. Yeah, only maybe about a day's time. You get it. People just come on the bus. You open the door and yeah.
Yeah,
but you only sorry. Yeah, yes.
No, I was just wondering about so the people that I think lost out from that transition, like the other man at the back of the bus, collecting the tickets and checking tickets, would have lost out on work.
No,
right?
what Stagecoach did, they offered them a choice. They say you either train up to be a bus driver, or you take the redundancy money. And I think the majority of the conductors, they train up to become bus drivers.
Yeah, an interesting lesson, I suppose, for other.
Yeah, but it's in saying that they always, I don't know if you see the buses, but they always, either at the sides or the back of the buses, they're always advertising for bus drivers. Yeah. So there's always a job there.
Yeah, and that's interesting. So is that because the turnover, people leaving is high, or is it that there's just a lot of routes that need people to drive on them? Yeah, I don't know if there is a clear reason why there's vacancies. If you see what I'm saying.
Well, me personally, I think the reason why there are vacancies is because they are not paying the bus drivers enough money, because not everything comes down to money. I honestly think that is the reason. Yeah, because it's a bit more information. Yeah, because when I was about, I think it was about starting in '98. Then I don't know if you know the bendy buses.
Yeah.
Well,
they were here for 3 years.
Yeah.
2.
No. I think it was for longer.
Okay.
It was about 5 years. Yeah. Anyway, then they are advertising then to start up on the bendy buses. Well, I applied, but I wasn't hoping. Well, to be honest, I didn't think that I was going to get it, because I was only there for 5 years, on the crew, then the one-man bus. So I put my name down, but luckily, I got it.
What were they looking for? God, no.
Yeah, and I must admit, on the bendy buses, they really did pay good money. Yeah, so.
How come? Just because it was a tougher thing to.
Well, because the bendy buses, they more or less carried more passengers. Yeah.
And is there a difference on? Because I always wondered, kind of getting the bus with Liam back in the day. I always felt sorry for bus drivers sometimes, because particularly at that kind of 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whenever we finish school, route home, it can be quite rowdy. Are there different rates depending on if you're carrying school children, frequently, or because I understand there's better rates if you're carrying more passengers. Does it differ by the type of passengers, or it's not that deep?
Well, funny you should say that. When I first started, the guys that were driving the double-decker buses, they were earning more money than the guys that were driving the single deck. But the unions say, well, that can't work, because
the unions.
Yeah, the unions.
Okay,
Yeah, because driving the bus is driving the bus. A bus is a bus. So in the end, they paid all of the drivers
a standard rate.
Yeah, standard rate. Yeah. But I think the only difference was that obviously if you only started for a year, I know if you got a year behind you, you more or less after about 3 years, then your money,
Okay.
Yeah, they increase your pay.
And are you a part of a union, or?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Which one?
I was Unite.
Unite.
Yeah.
Cool. And you feel that they're doing good by you, because we're in a period of striking now. And
I honestly think the unions do a good job, but the only thing, they got some drivers at work. They can't understand with me. They can't understand that we are the union. Yeah, we pay our fees, for the union to support us. The union will put out a survey, so to speak, as to say, well, what do you want us to do? But some of the drivers don't take heed. They say, oh, the union is rubbish. They're not doing their job and what's not. But at the end of the day, the union telling you to more or less do something, yet still you are not doing it. That I can understand. But I always I would always be in the union until I stop, because you never know. You have a bad accident, and if you're not in the union, you got to find that money to get a lawyer or whatever, So it's worth it.
There was I used to work for City Hall, the Greater London Authority, for a small period, and one of the things I also learnt about, because I was doing like health scrutiny stuff, one of the things I learnt about drivers was some of them, like the health lifestyle was challenging, because you're quite stationary for long periods of time. Some of the meal options in the depots weren't always great. But you look very healthy, so it'd be interesting to kind of hear how you maintained, or maybe it was just
I just exercise a lot. That's what it is. Besides, as you said, you just said it. I've been at the canteen at Bow. Well, yeah, here now they do rice and peas and all that kind of thing. But what just put me off is the lunch break is very, very short. You only sometimes by the time you come off the bus, you walk down to Bow, you only have about 40 minutes, and to get the rice and peas, by the time they finish it, and you sit down to eat it, you must only so thing. And if you want a quick meal, you got chips, and you can't keep eating that kind of thing every day.
Yeah. Well, good to know that you made some good choices. Perhaps like now going back to the people that you see over time. So like you were started in Bow. I think you were doing other routes around East London. Just your reflections and thoughts on how people have changed over the years, or the passengers. If you've seen any big changes, or people are more or less the same.
Well, let's see. You could say people change, really, because when I first got on the bus, when I first on the one-man bus, you used to do maybe a certain route, maybe about for a week or two. So if you don't early, you get to know the people at the bus stops, and if you didn't see that person, so that person late, and you more or less can hang around on the bus stop to see what then the majority of the times you see the person come running, and you more or less get to know people, and they will leave you sweets. They come in, say, "Oh, thank you, driver," when they get off the bus and all that. But only, I could say, the older generation still do it, but the younger ones, no.
Headphones in, they tap and they go.
Yeah. They get somebody on the bus, they keep ringing the bell, they drive you crazy and all that. Yeah, certainly things have changed.
And how about no, go on.
Yeah, but and saying that, the buses have really improved. Buses have really improved, but people, sort of, I won't like to say, but I would say about 20%. If you're unlucky on that day, and you get about 10 people on your bus throughout the duty, you can count yourself unlucky. But the majority of passengers on the bus, they're okay.
Good. And how about the area? So like Bow in particular, bordering Tower Hamlets, and other parts of East London. How have you seen the area itself physically change?
Well, I mean, when I first started, I used to do a lot of routes, but as I get older, I just do 2 routes now: the 425s and the 25s, and the passengers are okay. As I said to you, if you are unlucky, you can go through a whole duty for that day. You have a beautiful day. Nobody don't give you no hustle, nobody don't abuse you or whatever. You have a perfect day. But then you get another day, you get about 4 or 5 people throughout the day that in your face giving you grief. So, but you got to take the rough with the smooth.
Yeah, and how about the roads? So I cycle a lot. Cycle to
A lot of
work.
potholes, isn't there?
Yeah, a little bit. But to be fair, on the route I do, there's a cycle superhighway, Whitechapel Road, all the way to Westminster. So it's pretty secluded. But yeah, just your reflections on the physical infrastructure of East London City, like, you know, there seems to be works continuously. Is it getting better or?
But I can only speak about the 25 route, because the 25 route, I can guarantee you're going to go maybe 1 week. The route is lovely and clear, no diversions, nobody in putting up combs, saying this bus stop is closed. And then another week, boom, they only come in, this bus stop is closed, they don't work. Yeah, and I
suppose it's just like modern life in a
modern
urban
things,
city. Always fixing, always improving.
Fixing things,
Yeah. Thank you so much. I've got one last question, if you don't mind. So I mean, obviously, me and Liam have been mates for many, many years, and there are other people in East London, other black boys, black men, who perhaps don't have as good an upbringing or as lucky with chances, etc. Just your reflections on parenting and bringing up black men in East London, black boys, raising them up. Because I'm sure you see other black boys on your routes who perhaps aren't making as wise choices.
Oh yeah, I see them every day. Matter of fact, my wife and myself, we were talking about it just a matter of days, and I saying these days manners, manners goes a long way, and get a lot of school kids get on my bus and they don't have manners. But to me, the parents, it's supposed to start at home. The parents supposed to teach the kids manners, so that when they go on the road, go to school or jobs or whatnot, is always there. I was telling my wife, one day I was on the 25 bus. I had some time to kill, because you got a lot of running time on the 25, and if the traffic in there, well, you got to find something.
So around Oxford Circus, I imagine.
No, well, 25, only the night buses do go to Oxford Circus now. So this black boy, he got on my bus. He was about 7 or 8 years old. He off to school. So he got on my bus, and I said, "Good morning." He came and he looked at me. I said, "Good morning." And he looked at me again. I said, "Oh, Jesus, Lord, this little boy, he don't know the thing, I was hoping that he'd say, "Oh, good morning." He just looked at me and just think this. That was supposed to start manners at home. You can't expect the school teachers, to do it. But a lot of parents do. Why? I don't know.
Interesting thought about how to encourage more of that, because it's I mean, wouldn't say individual responsibility.
Sorry to
no, please.
And some these two black boys that got on my bus the other day. These are about 13 and 14 years old. I was on the 425, so he just walked past me, and he's black. He just walked past me, so I called him back. I said, "Look," "listen," "look, you get on my bus, you show me some manners." I said, "If you don't have no money or no pass or whatever, you have to do is to come and tell me." I said, "Just don't walk on my bus just like you own it." "I'm sorry." I said, "Yeah, it's just going." You see, that's manners.
It's a shame, because it starts from there, right?
Yeah, but as I say, it don't take parents. It just take no matter minutes. Just sit to them, look, the manners, just but smile. A smile goes a long way. But some parents are thinking, I don't blame the kids. It's the parents. The parents got to start doing it there.
Yeah, I just feel incredibly lucky sometimes, because I imagine some of those parents may not have it might be an excuse, but the time in terms of working 4 or 5 jobs.
A minute or two?
Working 4 or 5 jobs. No, you're not buying it.
Look, listen, my wife and myself, we brought up Liam and Elisa, our two kids. And that is one thing that we instill in them at a young age, manners. You know, just a smile, good morning. You know, it just take us a few seconds.
Yeah, for sure. I'm struggling because my heart is trying to think about those who don't have the presence of mind, or I can't think of the right term or phrase to think about what I'm trying to describe here. But you obviously know it's important, and you feel
because I do get some kids get on the bus and say to me, "Good morning, driver," and then when they get off the bus, oh, thank you, driver. You know, and you got to say, well, you know, where did they get that from? Yeah, the home. From at home.
Yeah. We may not be able to come to a solution right now, but my mind is just trying to think about, okay, what do you do for those parents who don't have that gumption, who don't have that presence of mind to instill all that time or that wherewithal, whatever you want to describe it, to do that from home? What's the solution? Or is there a solution to help them out? You know?
But then you look at it the other way. Yeah, those same parents, that don't teach their kids no manners or you know how to behave themselves or whatever. They go into school. The teachers are trying their best. Trying their best to, you know, teach them manners and get something into their head. And if those same teachers do something to those kids, you know, maybe say something that they don't like or whatever, they go home and tell the parents. Those same parents gonna come to the school and give the teacher a hard time. When that same teacher is trying up us. Oh God.
So, some people can't be convinced otherwise.
And
so it's hard there. And you could have all the social service interventions to try and encourage them differently, and they just can't. And you know, maybe it's getting into a realm of like social engineering, trying to make things in a particular way, which may be beyond people in, you know, writing policies or whatever to do. But it was just a thought that couldn't escape my mind. But I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to say. We're almost at time.
Man, I had a lot to say, but
no, we've got time. I've got battery.
It's all right.
You've got a lot to say on what? You've got a lot to say.
No, I had a lot to say on the job, but it won't make no difference because I'm planning on calling today soon anyway. So,
if you don't mind me asking, how come? Is it just that time of life?
Yeah, that time of life.
Yeah. What else did you want to say about the job? I was interested to hear. What did you think I was gonna touch upon or ask?
At the job, I still do enjoy doing the job because, you know, helping people every day. You know, you got some people, they get on the bus and don't have a clue where they're going, even though they have a mobile phone, and you know.
Oh, you mean like literally, like they're just not. Sorry, do you mean like mental health issues, or you mean like they? Yeah, like they literally don't know what part of London they're in.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wow. They got something. I think they know the bus routes now are split up. Because you know, before then you used to get the 25 traveling all the way from Ilford to Oxford Circus.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. But the buses only go from Ilford to Holborn Circus. So then you have to change at that stop. And if you want to go on to Oxford Circus or go on to Hyde Park Corner or go to Victoria on the place, you see people still don't really so they want to know what bus can take them and all that, you know.
Another thing I've seen a little bit is like, there's quite a bit of change in some of the buses, or the mayor
when you say change, we mean
routes, like one route is cancelled, and then residents have to like sign or do a petition to like get it back in.
Back on, yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on that, or like?
No, I think the person you gotta talk to is Khan.
Sadiq Khan.
Sadiq Khan, because that's what he's doing. Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on that actually? And like, the Mayor of London's like ULEZ, for example. I imagine buses are exempt the ULEZ, the emission zone thing?
No, man, no, because they got the newer buses that coming out now are electric.
Electric.
Yeah. I would say the buses are really improving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about how the rest of like councils and authorities are trying to manage traffic in East London with like, well, congestion charges in Central, but other things? Do you think it's helping or it's kind of stifling people? Like some of the things they're trying to do. Like for example, I was driving the other day and you know, like there's just around Manor Park, I saw a lot more, you know, only taxis and buses can pass through these routes. There's a lot more of that.
Yeah, now you should just say that. I tell you what, this is not like we went to my uncle's funeral a few weeks ago, and I tell you, if I was living over Vauxhall, Streatham area, I will not buy a car. Honestly, I would not buy a car. It would be a waste of time.
Which is maybe what they're trying to make you do.
Yeah, talk about traffic. And you got some roads you can't take your car up there, otherwise you get a parking fine. I must admit, the bus lanes over that side are really wide. So I mean, if you don't buy a car, yeah, the buses are there. Honestly, if I was telling my wife, if I live over there, I would not buy a car. It would be a waste of time.
And do you think that's a good strategy to try and encourage people not to have a car? Yeah. Healthier as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. All the fumes and things, you know. Yeah.
I can't think of any other questions, Peter.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
I really appreciate it. This was a really interesting conversation.
Okay, thank you.
See you soon.
Yeah, okay.
Go live. Hello, Dad.
Hello, son.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank God.
Good. We are out here today at Bethnal Green Station, East London, to talk about your experience working for the London Underground.
Okay.
I think it was 10 years in total.
Yeah, 10 years from I think 1989 to 2009.
Wow, long service.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about your experiences, and I think you're working in stations across East London. So how you got into the London Underground, the different stations you worked in, the people you worked with, and how you saw the area and the London Underground itself change over those years.
Well, London Underground has changed a lot, but fortunately, Bethnal Green never changed.
In what way? What does that mean?
Look at the trees, the things, underground itself, the escalator is still the same.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And so how did you get into the underground? Start us there.
Yeah, to start with, I had a technical course which I did at Newham College in Eastham. Yeah. After that 1 year course, I was seconded to London Underground. You know, I happened to meet Jeff Westrop, who observed me while I was on the 3 months after the the HNC course that you said we are all posted to different companies, and I was fortunate to go to London Underground.
Is that somewhere you were thinking of going, or so the signalling part of the
signalling part?
Okay.
And that's where I was supposed to spend 3 months there, and I was given only a pass, London Underground pass. No money, but I was just like an experience and volunteering. So I enjoyed it, but Jeff Westrop observed that I come on time and I close at the right time. And a week to completing the 3 months, he called me and he said, have you got a job? Are you interested to work with London Underground? I said, I haven't got a job yet. I'm still applying. but I will be interested if I'm given a role. Then he sent me to signal and electrical section in Elscott.
Earls Court,
Elscott, yeah.
West London.
Yeah, that's where I met George Cowan. George Cowan was the manager, for the training section in signalings. And, he's a good guy, and he made sure that I got a good training. I was posted to CCTV section. That's Elscott. I was traveling from. Now I've been employed fully, with signalings, and I was there for about 2 years. CCTV, working at night. We repair on the cables and broken or whatever that is damaged. That's where I have a bit experience with CCTV and signalings.
Okay, so from signalling and CCTV in Earls Court,
Yeah.
how many years were you there, and then when did you move on to next?
Oh, I was there for 2 years and I moved on. I think there was. No, what happened was the contract was.
The secondment contracts?
Yeah. And then I was given payment, which I refused. I said no.
Like what, a payment, like a
Payoff. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we were advised you can take it or you may turn it down, you may not take it. So I didn't take it. So they posted me to Oxford Circus, underground, Oxford Circus. For what? What was I doing? Distributing posts. London Underground post, papers and all sorts of things. I started from Oxford Circus. Each station I'll be dropping posts to Hainault Underground.
So you're Hainault, kind of Redbridge, Essex. Yeah.
Essex, yeah.
So you're working your way from Earls Court West to Oxford
No,
Central.
this time around is from Oxford Circus.
Yeah, no, sorry, but I'm talking like from a wider sense. You started off in West Earls Court, posting Oxford Circus, and then how many? Yeah, and then
Posting in Oxford Circus was
journey back to
1 year.
East.
Yeah, 1 year.
Okay, and then after that?
After that, I was sent to station assistant. Yeah, this is a role, that I didn't enjoy much, but I have no option. I don't want to lose the job, so I kept on doing it.
And station assistant in Oxford, or where now?
Now at Bethnal Green.
Bethnal Green.
Yeah.
All right. So here, yeah.
I spent a long time in Bethnal Green, and from Bethnal Green to Leighton, from Leighton to Leytonstone, And there was an incident which happened at Bethnal Green, and I had an accident. I have to go to. I was sent to Whitechapel, and I had to go because I didn't get good treatment, so I was off job. I was off
work. Yeah.
For about 2 months.
Okay.
Yes, sick.
That sounds like a serious accident.
Yeah, it was my ankle, that was strained.
Okay.
Yeah, and the manager, after 2 months, they were calling me regularly to find out my situation with the leg, and after 2 months.
Could you have sued them?
No, I can't. I can't sue them. Anything happened on the job.
Yeah, and obviously, maybe there's a different litigation culture now, but potentially it was your employer's fault for not providing the right. Anyway, but obviously that's history. So let's move on.
Yeah. So, the manager advised that he would train me as a cashier in the office. So that's how I got
back when we actually needed people on the tills to
selling tickets,
get tickets, rather than the Oyster contactless we have now.
I had another period there which I really enjoyed. you know, that's London Underground, and that's how I spent few years there as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So selling tickets, station assistant, managing the barriers as well, I assume.
You know, the station assistance is the barrier, managing the, you know, the what is it? The barrier.
The barriers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and so yeah, you would have seen all sorts of people coming through.
Yeah,
the
all
types
sorts of
that use the
people coming
station.
through, and all sorts of insults and all sorts of things like that.
Insults.
Oh, yeah. There was a day somebody early morning duty. I was on early morning duty, and that day he I think he's running fast. He wanted to catch his train by 5:15 a.m. in the morning, and he said, "Oh man, please, can you open my ticket? My pass is not working." Then I opened, and he said, "Why are you so sluggish? Why are you so sluggish?" Then he used F word, and I smiled at him and said, "Oh, that's good of you. God bless you. Have a nice day." And he looked at me. He went away. He went through this escalator. He came back again, and he said, "Did you say God bless you to me?" I said, "Yes, have a nice day. God bless you." I was using the principle of Jesus Christ. If you are slapped on the right cheek, I turned the left cheek to him, and he was surprised. He went again. He went 3 times down the escalator, come back to say, "Have you forgotten? Have you forgiven me?" I said, "Yes, I've forgiven you. Have a nice day. You can go." Then that was another incident I experienced.
Yeah. And were assaults and harassment like frequent back then? And like, was it frequent, or how frequent were those kind of things?
It wasn't that frequent. But at least you have once every 6 months.
Wow. Okay. And yeah, so the type of people. So over the years, like, did you notice any trend or shift in the type of people using the underground? So, for example, like, I notice when going from West Ham or Stratford Station to work, particularly if I'm going at like really early in the morning, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, it's mostly construction workers, and then even like coming back if it's really late, like 9, 10 office cleaner workers, etc. So, did you notice any similar like demographic or types of people using the underground, and how that changed over time, particularly in like the area of Leighton and East London that you were working?
Oh yes, many times, many people like that. You see changes? Yeah, I do.
So, like, what kind of changes?
I mean, people of different nature, and then sometimes people are depressed, or sometimes people are stressed at work and they want to take it on you. All sorts of things like that happen a lot. Yeah.
Interesting. So did you ever feel that, like, because I know with some bus conductors as well, and you weren't driving buses, you were just on the underground. Yeah. Particularly conductors, when we had them on the Route Masters and some of the other buses back in the day. You would get into conversations with people, and particularly regular passengers that you would see quite frequently, and almost playing a bit of a I imagine, because, well, you weren't a bus conductor, but I know for people that were bus conductors and route masters back in the day, and bus drivers, that you would develop almost relationships, like counselling, pastoral support type thing, with passengers that you'll see quite regularly and often. Did you ever have that, particularly seeing regular passengers or people?
Oh yes, some people, I mean, they make sure that they see me and say hello, and some will say, "Oh, you are there again, you again, or you are not helping me," with apologies. Yeah, there are many different people you talk to, you chat, and friendly, but most are mentally, some people, we see many things like that.
Many, because I suppose, you're kind of seeing society you're at the forefront of society's engagement with, getting across where they need to go, and so all sorts of people are there. Yeah. I never remember actually seeing you working in a station, and I feel like there was a deliberate reason why? Was that something you told our mum that? Or...
Yeah, I just wouldn't want my children to have a feel that it's a career, it's a role too. I want them to know that you have to study, and if you see me in station assistant barrier, it could affect my children. So I told my wife, look, I don't want them to see me in the barrier station. They might think, oh yeah, okay, it's a good career, let me go after my dad. So I didn't encourage that, and that's it.
So would that mean that like we would have to get off a station earlier or a station later to bypass you at Bethnal or wherever you know?
Well, my wife and my children route doesn't pass through Bethnal Green often, but occasionally, whenever she's bringing you down my area, then you have to stop at a Mile End and take another route to go wherever you go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That is when I'm on duty. Yeah. If I'm not on duty, then you can go through Bethnal Green, go through to most especially Liverpool Street on Sundays.
For the market.
Yeah.
Yeah. Memories. All right. So that was a whistle-stop tour of your career in the underground, and this was something you wanted to say? No.
It's been a nice experience. Truly speaking, I enjoyed it, and again, you know me as a prayer man, I always pray before coming to avoid crime or any serious attack. Yeah. Because.
So and if I could just ask, so like kind of what ended it? Was there a particular incident, thing, feeling, or it was just you wanted to move on to a different thing?
Yeah. My plan, my dream is never to be a station assistant or to be a low cadre worker. So that was why I was doing master's degree along with my, full-time job. And immediately I completed the master's. I just thought, okay, I need to train for another skill so that I can, live. And again, the timing of the job, station assistant job, you have early route. You have early, which means you have to leave home for 4:30 a.m.
That's tough, especially
for family man. Yeah. And sometimes you are in late on. Late on means you can't. You work till 11:30, 12. Then to get home, it's 1 a.m. So and it affects my wife too because she won't sleep. She picks me at Fairlop station. All these kind of things,
Yeah, interesting. Also interesting to know that apples don't fall far from the tree. So, as you know, I did a master's course while I was working full time to, progress the career and move on from where I am. So interesting to know that that's kind of where it came from. Anyway, I think we're at time. I think we're going to call it an end there.
Okay.
Thank you very much
You're welcome.
for coming back.
Back to
Bethnal.
Bethnal Green, lovely place. Well, there hasn't been